So I'm not going to go through all of the problems here on this review. The sub will have an answer key that will show you the solutions, or at least the answers to them. Each one of the items on this quiz review, or the items of content, are going to be 2 problems apiece. So I'm going to do one out of those 2 problems for each one of the sets, so that at least you got an idea of what you need to do for this. So when I look at the first one, it says each figure shows a triangle with its 3 angle bisectors intersecting at point P. So these are the angle bisectors right here. What these red lines are showing is that this in-center right here, which is where the angle bisectors intersect, is equidistant from each side of the triangle. So the question that they're asking now is, what is the value of CG if I know that PG is 1 and CP is 3? Well, that's pretty easy, because we can go ahead and see that this forms a right triangle. And to find the unknown side of a right triangle, we will use the Pythagorean theorem to find out what this is right here. So since across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, we're going to say 3 squared equals 1 squared plus x squared. So we have 9 minus 1, which gives me 8, equals x squared. When I take the square root of both sides, x is equal to, I believe it's around 2.3. Okay. So again, number 2 is solved similarly. We're going to move on to number 3. Number 3 says, find x if the measure of angle 1 is 6x minus 1 and angle 2 is 4x plus 3. Well, again, this is the angle bisector. So this line bisects angle x. Well, if angle 1 and angle 2 are separated by the bisector, then these are congruent to each other. So therefore, we have 4x plus 3 equals 6x minus 1. So 2x equals 4, so x equals 2. That's it. Not a big deal. All right, so here we have the medians. Okay, the medians are the 2/3, 1/3 thing. So in this case, we're looking for du. And we know that ui is equal to 8. Well, if I know that I'm looking for ud, let's go ahead and find out in regards to iu and the whole thing. This is 1/3 of the whole median itself. So iu is 1/3 of id. Well, in this case, we've got iu, which we know is 8. And when I'm dividing by 1/3, I'm really multiplying both sides by 3. So 24 is id. So 24 is this whole thing right here. Well, of course, if we subtract 8 from that, we know that this is 6. Now we have a little bit of algebra to work with here. Again, the concept doesn't change. It's just we're using some algebra and a little bit more of a difficult concept. So di is x plus 11. And du, this whole segment right here, is 3x plus 3. Well, we set it up. We know that di represents the 2/3 part. So di is equal to 2/3 of du. We'll fill in what we know. We have x plus 11 is equal to 2/3 times 3x plus 3. when I distribute this, 2 over 3 times 3x is 6x over 3, which just gives me 2x. 2 over 3 times 3 is 6 over 3, which just gives me 2. When I subtract the x here, I get x. Subtract the 2 here, I get 9. But of course, we're being asked for the value of du. So we'll plug this back in. 3 times 9 is 27, plus 3 gives me 30. Ordering the angles from smallest to largest. Again, across from the largest angle is the largest side, from the smallest angle is the smallest side. So if I'm ordering my angles from smallest to largest, I'm going to go to the smallest side and look opposite from it. We have angle T, we have angle S, and then we have angle R. Same thing with the sides. Again, looking from the angle measures themselves. I'm going to identify, if I'm going shortest to longest, what is my smallest angle? Well, angle S is my smallest angle, so I'm going to look across from that and see that side QR has to be my shortest side. My next shortest side is going to be RS. And then after that, my longest side is going to be QS. Can these numbers be the measures of the sides of a triangle? So this is where we set up the inequalities. Has to be greater than 24. 12 plus 24 has to be greater than 11. And 24 plus 11 has to be greater than 12. If this is true, it makes a triangle. So we see here 23 is greater than 24? No. So therefore it violates it, and it is not a triangle. What are the range of the possible measures for the third side? So we'll call x the third side. And so we have 9 plus 9 is greater than x. 9 plus x is greater than 9. And then x plus 9 is greater than 9. All right. So let's go ahead and figure this out. We have 18 is greater than x. We have x is greater than 0. Well, we've also got x is greater than 0. So none of the sides or none of these conditions are violated by a negative. But we just see that we're talking about all of my x values between 0 and 18. So again, the sub has the answers for the other remaining problems, so you can go ahead and check your work or check your answers. Guys, I've given this to you as an easy quiz. All right, everything's right here for you. The quiz is no different. Just change of numbers, change of scenarios. All right, good luck, and I'll see you on Monday.